Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers is a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. Also go ahead and smash that like button, like the kids say. I just filmed this entire part, plus some more, and then my camera was doing something weird, so I don't know if any of it stayed in. I'll figure it out later. But that's a bummer because I was talking for like 5 minutes. I have 13 orders going out today. Huge sales for a Wednesday. That's numbers like I was doing when I was full-time. I have not stopped doing the 10% promoted listing. I don't want to rock the boat. It's working. I assume that's what's working. So I don't want to mess with it because it's been about a full week of significant increase in sales. I normally was rotating between my other sale options. I'm just going to keep it like this for a little bit before, probably till Monday, and then I'll go back to rotating so I can test to make sure what is working best. And only about half the sales that are going out today did sell through promoted listing. So it's almost like I'm making a little more money on it because when I do a 10% whole store sale, I'm automatically giving 10% to every sale, where this one, some of them are just going full price, no promoted. So I don't know. We're still figuring out. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but so far it's feeling like this is the direction I have to go. And not saying that it's I'm not saying that it's a better sales tactic, but I think it's the eBay algorithm is set up to very much lean towards people who do promote. But also, I think a lot of shoppers, not that they're lazy, but they're lazy. They look for the one at the top. Okay, there we go. That's the one I want. I think that's a thing. I don't know. I'm a bargain shopper. I would never do that. I mentioned the other day about sourcing in unconventional ways, just trying to, always have your eyes open for the ability to make some profits. And I was looking at my bookshelf it's covered in books, but it's useless. I need to clear it out. I need to get rid of the books that are on it. I don't read them. They're basically for show. It needs to go. And 2 of the books that were on there were worthless, but they're from a 3-part set. So I was like, oh, I wonder how much the 3-part set is. And so I looked it up, and the 3-part set sells for about $15 to $20. I got this one free shipping for, I think, $4. Maybe under $4. And so now I will lock those 3 books together and make some money, because the cost of goods on the other 2 that came with the house when I bought it is 0. So now I spend $3. I flip that into, probably $15 free shipping, but it was profit staring me in the face. Why not? Comes to the door. I don't have to leave. I didn't have to spend gas money, time, all that kind of stuff. Let's pull some orders. First thing going out, B5 is a Beatrix Potter book set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tucked back here with the accompanying cassette tape. And these were mine from my own childhood. And when the buyer reached out to me and made me an offer, it was I would call it a significant off. And then they messaged me and said, what's the lowest you could do? I had these as a child, something along those lines. And I said, you know what? I'll take your offer. These were mine as a child. I'm glad they're going to a home that's going to appreciate them. I think that's cool. And then they did ask if the cassette works. I said I didn't confirm that one way or the other, but if it happens to not, message me. I'll give you a partial refund. I'm not opposed to that. They were very thankful for the whole transaction. They were really nice. It is nice to have a nice interaction with somebody every once in a while. That was sold via promoted listing, $15 free shipping. eBay will get another 10% of that. Now, promoted listing, I don't know if it takes from the entire sale price, kind of like fees. Do they get promoted from, do they get a percentage from the cost of the item, the shipping, and the taxes, just like eBay fees? I would assume yes. But I should check into that, because if I'm going to start promoting at a higher rate and they don't take it out of the shipping, I will definitely have to charge shipping on everything from now on. But I doubt that that's a thing. I bet eBay takes every cent they can get. Next up, it's a book. Lyndon B Johnson something. Here we are. Lyndon B Johnson, Young Texan by Thomas Frank Barton. And that book, $19.99 free shipping. That'll go media mail. And so will the Potter books, of course, Beatrix Potter books. Not Harry Potter. $19.99 free shipping, sold via promoted listing. And that's an item that promoted listing probably helped. When I listed this, I don't think there was any sold or any listed, and I just kind of took a shot. Usually with books, I'll list them $19.99 in poor condition if I have no reason to believe anyone has bought this book ever, or $24.99 if it's in good condition. And that's just a blanket. I can't find a comp, and not because it's rare, but because it's a book that might not ever be needed by anyone. I just put a reasonable price so that if somebody happens to come along with it or happens to get it bumped to them through promoted, they go, okay, yeah, I want that. Next up, it's a book. Holy Bible, giant print reference, da-da-da-da-da. Over here, because it is a big book. And this is one I just got recently in a Mikhail mystery box. I listed it $24.99 free shipping, I think. And I countered an offer, $20.99 free shipping, no promoted listing. And like I said, the reason I'm mentioning it is because I don't want you to, the numbers are skewed if I don't tell you that, because the price I tell you on the promoted will have an additional 10% less than I'm making. Like on these books. It's a book. It's a books, plural. It's 2 Charlie Brown books. These right here, been listed forever. Listed long enough that I listed one of them, then like a year later found a second one and changed the listing to have 2 books. And for those through promoted listing, also took an offer, $10 free shipping. And next up, again, this is why, because I had those cards that just weren't selling. There was just, in some categories you almost have to, in some categories you definitely don't have to. If you have the one of a rare item, you don't have to, but I don't have the time to individually decide between each listing which way I think. But if you do, or you have minimal listings, you could pick and choose. But this one is, I'll need both hands, but it's a Michael Jordan basketball card. Give me a second. All right, so this one, 1991 Fleer, number 29, PSA 6. That sold through promoted listing, $19.99 free shipping. That was full asking price. That's also above market value. I priced it $19.99 because when I do run a sale, I wanted it to still be in the market value. So did promoted listing get me that sale above market value? I don't know. Probably, because cards is something that there's just, especially Jordan cards, Jordan base set cards from Junk Wax era. There's so many. Everyone got theirs graded. They now call it the junk slab era because so many people graded cards that had no business being graded. And so it's a lot to wade through. I'm happy that one sold. I did notice, because of the video I put out a couple videos ago about my PSA order that came back in and my thoughts on grading and all that, that my current viewership does not care about cards. That video did terrible. So I will try to limit it the best I can. That's why I'm not pulling individual card orders. I know it's a big change as far as channel, but the channel's about what I do on a day-to-day basis, and that's what I do. And I do want to be clear about one thing with the cards. I don't know if I've made this really clear. The single cheap cards, the under $1, under 50 cents, under 25 cents cards, my goal is not to sell 10-cent cards individually to people. I don't want to ship 40 of those a day to make $1. That's not my plan. The plan is to build up my account so that I can get approved for TCG Player Direct, which is that TCG Player themselves will send me an invoice 3 times a week with hundreds to thousands of cards in the order, and I send them one package in like a USPS flat rate medium box or something along those lines, depending on the size of the order. And then at that point, I will raise my shipping until people stop buying individual cards from me. I do not have any intention to sell individual cards to individual buyers. That's not the plan. The plan is to sell bulk amounts of them to TCG Player themselves. But there's a process you have to go through. You have to get to that point. And so that's what I'm doing now, and that's the inevitable goal. Next up, B5 is a pair of Nike men's Air Monarch in the gray and green. This is the least popular color pattern. I don't know why, but it is. The classic dad shoe. Actually, used to have somebody mow my lawn for me, and I'm about to, probably this weekend, go buy myself a self-propelled push mower, which, I mean, that's kind of contradictory, self-propelled push. So I might have to get myself a pair of these, just for mowing the lawn. I'm a dad, it's the classic dad shoe. I might need to do that. And I got a big lawn. I have like 1/3 of an acre, but it is what it is. The kids are getting older. That's my plan. I'll do it for a couple years. Kids will get older. It'll be their chore. $28.99 plus shipping. I bought these at Goodwill, so I probably paid $4.99. That's a great flip. I love that. Next up, B3C is Disney Moana characters. B3C. There is 2 of them. This guy, I don't know who that guy is, and Maui. And Maui here, he's supposed to have his hook, but it is missing. You see there's a little hole in his head where it kind of rests, and then it's supposed to be in his hand. But I lotted those together and took an offer, $10 free shipping. Not that it matters, but I think it's kind of cool. Those are going to Hawaii. And then next up, B5A24 is a Kemper original. B5... Where did I put it? Okay, yeah. Those baskets just weren't working up there, so I had to move them. B5, and then of course, I mentioned it when I moved it too, that I would forget. Right here, Kemper original. It is a black 12-13 baby boy. Next up, oh, and the, I guess I'm having to get used to it, but the Moana figures promoted listing, the wig promoted listing. And then this one also promoted listing. It is a game, Need for Speed Underground for PlayStation. Need for Speed, I think it's Need for Speed 2. No, Need for Speed Underground, it was its own title. There was 1, 2, and then Underground, I think is how it went. But this game right here, very interesting. I think this is from the promoted listing, but I have no way to confirm or deny. That is complete, $18.99 free shipping. I continuously, almost once a day, get an offer on that game for about $12.99. Turned down the promoted listing, got full asking price, $18.99 free shipping. Cannot confirm it. Just putting that information out there. Has anybody out there tested this? I know a lot of people do promoted listing, and I was very against it. I was mostly influenced by a reseller that I watch, but their store has like 1 million items in it. So for them, it's a whole different game than what I'm doing. Whereas mine, I need the turnover a little more than the next. Next up, C5A5 is a Global Dolls wig. C5A. All right, here we go. It's a Geneva 1516 light brown, and I left my notes from the other video there for because I can't even pick up after myself. $17.99 free shipping through promoted listing. Next up, A1 Atlas USA Welding Tomahawk hammer. I got this in a Mikhail mystery box, and I thought it was interesting because it was made in Troy, Michigan, and then shipped to wherever Mikhail is, and then shipped back to me, and now shipping out to some other place. I listed that last night, $14.99 plus shipping, full asking price. I try not to question when things sell right away, because, first thought is always, did I underprice it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I did. But I paid less than $1, and now $14.99 in, I don't know, less than 10 hours, like very short amount of time. So I can't complain about that. Next up, it's a game, Star Wars Episode 3 for PlayStation 2, right here. And for this game, through promoted listing, $14.99 free shipping. And then last thing going out today is a hat, Hookah 11 something something. I went back and forth with the buyer a little bit. I double checked current listings to see what the cheapest one available was, to make sure that they were going to buy mine instead of somebody else's. And so I countered an offer, $24.99 free shipping to match price with the other one available for around that price. I don't remember exactly. And then I did get a chance to clean up a little bit around here finally, get some of the stuff out from under my feet, really trying to get the desk back to usable. I was so close, and then, things get sidetracked or whatever, and then get my computer down here. And I know I've been saying that for a year. But it's hard. It's hard to find time to do stuff. I have been sticking to my, no matter what, get my 10 listings a day in, plus trying to get some extra stuff done in the garage. Just really trying to hammer forward. And how am I doing that? I'm working from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed 7 days a week. Is that sustainable? Not a chance. Not a chance. I am going to just crash soon. I don't know when, but until that happens, I'm just going to keep hammering forward because it's the only option I have. But the one thing that's really worrying me is now Michael also caught the yucks. My whole house has been sick or is currently sick. So I'm assuming it's a matter of time till I catch it, which has been pretty nasty. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. That'll really throw a wrench in things. So that's another reason why I'm just hammer on until I break, because if I end up, getting ahead a little bit and then all of a sudden I get sick, now I'm back, trying to dig myself out. But things are going good. So I said before, money is a great motivator. When you work for yourself and the money's not coming in, it's hard to get yourself to continue to grind through until it bounces back. But when that money's flowing, use that energy. Use that positive energy, the positive vibes, the thought of, okay, what I'm doing is working. Let's get some more and kind of get that going. I've been trying to figure out, you guys, a lot of you knew before, the Lowrys, very nice. They got me a big banner. I had to take it down when I was doing the ceiling over here. I think I finally decided that I'm going to end up hanging it over here and kind of cover this area. Just hang it out a little bit so I can get in there and the door opens fine, but kind of disguise some of this because I am getting a table that's going right here. Computer's coming down here. And as soon as that table is set up there, I will be live streaming at least once a week. There'll be no format to it. It'll just be that I'm either sorting and listing cards or I'm just listing in general. And if I'm doing that sitting at a desk and all the stuff's available, why not just turn on the camera? If somebody wants to pop in with a question, I'm there. If somebody wants to hang out while they're listing, then you're not bored by yourself. You got somebody else to hang out with. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really trying to get that done, but that is number 4 or 5 on the daily list. So I'm trying. I'm really trying. You guys out there, send me some positive motivation vibes. Send me some positive energy. Maybe give me a couple suggestions for your own motivators. Do you listen to a certain kind of music? Do you watch a certain YouTube channel or something? What is it? Do you give yourself a reward after you accomplish a certain point? What keeps you motivated through the day? What keeps you motivated through the slow times? That's the hard part for me, at least. I could use a couple tips, tricks, hints. Let me know. And oddly enough, for me, I work best silence. Nope. I like to have YouTube on. I like to have music on. But I actually get more work done if it's just my thoughts and the work. I don't know if that's good for you. I don't know. It just seems like it's a real, negative cloud when you're like that. But I'm telling you, it just could be that there's no more distractions. It's just nothing but the work. You can't turn away for a second. You never have to click past a commercial. You never have to change the volume, change the song. Probably that. That's probably what it is. And then I do have one TCG player order going out. I almost just showed you their address for no reason, for about 30 cents profit. And then this one, this big old brick of cards, I don't know exactly how many it is, probably around 50. My friend Jordan, that I got a bunch of these cards from, has been completing or adding to some of his collections from other collections I bought. So it's really working out, I think, great for both of us. He gets to trade me, and I get to trade him back. I get inventory, he gets the cards he wants, and I think it's a pretty good deal for both of us. It doesn't really cost either of us any money, and we both end up ahead. That's about as good a deal as you can get. Also, one thing I forgot that I'll splice this in, fans on over there. I'll splice this in at some point. I have this vintage hat I got in a Mikhail mystery box, and I cannot find this logo anywhere to figure out what this is. It's trademarked, but there's, if I just Google replay or replay hat, it's all over the place. So do any of you recognize this company? Do you know what this is? If you do, please let me know. Thank you. Well, that's going to be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let go. I'm good at this.